What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Steelers Rewind here on PennLive.com. Nick Farabaugh here with you guys live from Jacksonville. Steelers won this game 31-25 over the Jags. Obviously, preseason wins don't really matter that much, and that's fine. But let's talk about what we did see today and positives, negatives, different things that I thought we could take away from today's game. First of all, the biggest takeaway to me is the first team offensive line. I have stated on the podcast multiple times that I feel like the first team offensive line is going to determine how high this team's floor is and honestly how high this team's ceiling is. And I thought they looked great today. What a great first impression for Broderick Jones, Troy Fautanu. Fautanu doing well against Trayvon Walker. You see what Jones did against Josh Hines-Allen. I mean, standing up in some true in some true sets. I thought it wasn't, just some quick game stuff. Some of it was legitimately them actually pass pro against some really good players there. The interior held up, and that was without Isaac Seumalo. I thought, Spencer Anderson played pretty well. I think they're looking more cohesive. They're finally healthy. Things are looking good there for the first team O-line. Even the run game with the first team O-line, only 3 rushes, but 12 yards. It wasn't bad or anything. It's not like there was some kind of bearing issue with the offensive line and the run game there. I thought it was the backup offensive line that looked really rough. I don't think we saw the same cohesion with the backups. There's been some injuries there. Guys like Calvin Anderson are hurt. Guys like Ryan McCollum are hurt. So I kind of understand it. These guys aren't healthy. These guys are still trying to figure things out. But it's a real issue. And these teams that have these deep O-lines are pretty few and far between. And the Steelers kind of got to figure out, hey, man, what's working on the interior, what's working on tackle, what do we need to really work on? So I think the backup O-line, specifically in the run game, has struggled throughout camp. I think the run game has struggled throughout camp. And it struggled again today. And Caleb Johnson, a little slow start. I don't know how much of it was him. It's really hard to tell live how much is running back, how much is O-line. It didn't feel like he had a lot of room to move before contact. And so I thought that was something. When he actually got in space, I thought he made people miss. I mean, obviously the stiff arm of Travis Hunter is the one everyone's going to look at, but I just don't really think he had much room to run. I didn't think there were many opportunities there. I did think Lou Nichols, when he was with the third team, took advantage of some, so good for him. He's basically the 5th, 6th string running back. I thought he played well and maybe showed something today. So I think that's nice to see. But Caleb Johnson, a little bit of a slow start. Not too concerned about it. Let's see how everything kind of comes about before anyone goes into panic mode there about Caleb Johnson. Harmon and Sawyer, Derek Harmon and Jack Sawyer played a lot today. Derek Harmon is going to be kind of a non-flashy player. I think, every time people ask me about Derek Harmon, it's kind of like, what can we expect from this guy? What's he going to be? Where are the splash plays? And I always feel like you kind of have to temper your expectations a little bit with Derek Harmon to a degree from the kind of flash play impact. He's kind of a slow build beater. He's a bull rush guy. He's a long arm guy. He kind of wins late in reps. He's a lot of pressures. He's a really stout run defender. I thought that showed up a few times, and people maybe aren't going to realize it. I thought he helped some of the linebackers get clean. Like, I thought there were little things he did well that maybe don't show up on the first watch. So I thought there were good things there with Derek Harmon. And he's a slow kind of pressure guy. Pressures matter. Obviously, sacks are the thing you want to chase. Pressures do matter. I kind of liken it to closeouts in basketball and three-point shots, right? Even if you close out really well, theoretically, that corner 3 could still go in. And obviously, 3s are the big thing you want. Even if you pressure a quarterback, theoretically, they can still hit a great throw over the top. They could still hit that route, but you could also force a bad throw. You could force an interception. And in basketball, you could force that missed shot. Sometimes you get that right ricochet. Maybe you're on a fast break the other way. So I think that's why pressures matter. They impact the game in a different way, and they can force bad plays. It's not always perfect, but Harmon has value. Wyatt Black, I think he played two drives. He did what he had to do. I thought the first team defense, the guys that were out there, Thornhill playing well. I thought Peyton Wilson did a good job with the green dot. I thought there were some really good things there. The other thing I really thought that stuck out to me was that Jack Sawyer, man. I mean, the issue with Jack Sawyer to me has always been, how's this guy's pass rush going to translate into the NFL? And I don't think we know the answer to that. And I didn't think he showed up tonight in that respect. I thought the run defense was as advertised. Kind of knew that. I didn't think that the pass rush showed up. He has a great motor. He's got great effort. But the pass rush there, man, it was tough. I'm going to go back and watch the tape. But first impression, I did not see a lot of pass rush juice tonight from Jack Sawyer. Brandon Echols had a heck of a game. He's going to be your top corner, your corner 4. He'll play outside if someone gets hurt. So I thought that was really positive as well. And the last thing I really want to kind of touch on, Darnell Washington. Like, dude, Darnell Washington needs to be using this passing game a little more than he was last year. We're talking about a guy that can seriously play and has good mitts. He's got some speed when he gets down the seam. I think he's a really, really fun player in that regard. So we will see how this all works out. But Steelers win in Jacksonville. And I will be back in Latrobe on Monday for the last 2 practices of training camp. And then they will be off Wednesday and the joint practice on Thursday before their second preseason game. Thanks for watching, everybody.